Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Today I'm going to be going over the United States Women's National Team versus England in the first game of the 2020 She Believes Cup. As usual, I'll be giving my breakdown of the highlights, the player-by-player analysis, and what my final thoughts of the game were. As always, links to where to watch, how to watch, the roster, etc., all that will be down below. I actually have a question for you guys, and I have a disclaimer to make, so if you want to skip to when the highlights start, I'll leave all the timestamps below. First disclaimer, I'm sick, so I'm sorry if I sound kind of nasally. It's because I woke up today with the worst sore throat of my whole life, and it's only progressively getting worse, so it's great for me. My second disclaimer I wanted to make was, I apologize if the video footage that I use is a little shaky. I'm trying out some new things to see which is the best recording software to use to try to download the games, and I can't find one currently. So that kind of ties into my question. If you know of editing software or any type of program in general that will help me basically screen record and upload, I would love you forever. So just let me know down below. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. The women's national team started in their typical 4-3-3. The back line consists of Carli Lloyd, Abby Dahlkemper, Becky Sauerbrunn, Crystal Dunn. Keeper is Alissa Nair. In the midfield we have Rose Lavelle, Julie Ertz on her 100th cap. We have Lindsey Horan. And up top we have Tobin Heath, Carli Lloyd, and Christen Press. I love this roster. I have zero complaints, no complaints. Obviously, as you'll see if you watch the game and with my highlights, that this lineup worked very well together. And so I was pleased to see that Vlatko had put this out. According to the US Soccer app, which I'll leave a link down below where you can get it if you have an iPhone, and I'm sure you can get it if you have like an Android or whatever. But according to that, England came out in a 4-1-4-1. Their back line is significantly different from what we saw at the World Cup. Leah Williamson and Alex Greenwood both started as their outside back players, which they did not start in the World Cup match. Both their center backs are the same with Steph Houghton and Millie Bright. The holding midfielder was Keira Walsh. The four up top were Georgia Stanway, Jill Scott, Nikita Paris, and Lauren Hemp. And then up top was Ellen White. Tobin does a good job pressing here. Rose gets it, plays it to Julie, who plays it to Christen, who chips a ball over top to Carli, who made a good run. It just ended up being offsides, unfortunately. Tobin has a nice corner, Julie gets a head on it, but the keeper's able to get a hold of it. Tobin has a free kick here, and at first I thought it wasn't going to end well, but Julie almost got a touch. Poor clearance from Steph Houghton. Kelly's able to get the ball back, play a nice cross into Lindsey Horan, who almost got a bicycle kick. That's not the first time she's tried that. One day she will score that. Rose gets the ball, has a nice shot. This was a great opportunity from her. Tobin does a good job pressing, gets the ball back, and completely schools Alex Greenwood 1v1. Goes down line and plays it to Christen, who ends up, her shot's just off target. This was one of England's opportunities. It ended up being offsides, but it was still a good chance for them. Here, Julie got the ball, played it to Tobin, who had a phenomenal chip to Lindsey Horan. Steph Houghton has a poor clearance, and Lindsey Horan definitely should have scored there, but props to the England goalkeeper for making a great save. Again, this was one of England's opportunities. Jill Scott should have finished that. It's one of those reasons I don't like that zone marking on corners. Becky with the poor giveaway to Ellen White, who fortunately her shot was right at Alissa Nair. Roosevelt does a great job with that turn and drives forward. Tobin's kind of like, where do I go? She ends up getting the ball to Carli, who just can't get a shot off in time before the defenders are all around her. But it was great work by Rose. Tobin gets the ball wide and does what she does best, takes player 1v1. This is one of her best opportunities. Carli, at least she got it on frame. Again, this was a moment where I think we should have gotten a penalty kick. I've watched it a few times over and over, and I don't see a point where the defender actually gets the ball. I think she just completely trips Tobin. The ref was kind of trash this game, not going to lie. Lindsey Horan almost scored off of a header on a corner. Alissa Nair does a great job here on that corner, but then watch this. I don't understand how Georgia Stanway got away without getting a card. I mean, this ref was terrible. She literally just pulled her hair. I mean, that was a foul, and then that was a foul. Julie does a great job there, wins the ball. Carli, a nice through pass to Christen, who... That was so good. I love Christen. She's like my favorite player ever. Phenomenal work from her. I mean, to have the range and the confidence to do that is just incredible. And the awareness by Carli to play that to her was fantastic. And that curve, oh my gosh. Christen plays it to Lindsey, who does a nice chip to Carli, who, that's just a world-class strike, honestly. I mean, she hit that so cleanly. You couldn't have done better in that situation. Carli does a great job of getting back on sides. Lindsey's ball goes right over top both center backs, so there's nothing that anybody can do to stop it. The keeper has no chance, and Carli does a fantastic job of just playing it in the corner. This was one of England's opportunities, but it just wasn't promising enough for them, and Alyssa comes up with a good save. Again, this was very similar to Carli's goal. I would have screamed if that went in. That was so well struck. That was barely off. Carli had such a good game this game. That's why Pino shouldn't take free kicks. Julie does a good job of winning the ball. Carli plays it back with her overlapping run. And I don't know if this is offsides or not because we didn't really get a good angle, but I wish she would have scored on her 100th cap, and that was Beth England's only shot she had in this game.
Regarding the United States, I thought we played super well. One of my biggest things coming into this game is I just wasn't sure if we were going to be able to keep up our intensity, and that's something we did. We were able to press them the entire first half to the point to where they only had like 3 shots or something like that. They could not solve our press in any way, and that's something that we want to do against these top teams. To be honest with you, this is one of the best games I think I've seen this team play in a really long time. It looked like we were in season, and we're not. When we lost the ball, we were all over it. When we had the ball, players were moving. There was a lot of creativity in the final third, and I just felt like overall there was a difference in the way that we press under this new system than under Jill Ellis. I felt like it was more of a collective agreement through with the team to defend, and that worked out for us fantastically because it created so many opportunities where England turned over the ball and we were able to go forward and score. That's what happened for Christen's goal and for Carli's goal. Both of those were off of poor clearances or tackles or interceptions. The only negative thing I would like to say is I don't agree with Vlatko about zone defense on corners, and that is actually one of the few things that I will agree with Julie Foudy on, is I cannot stand zone marking. I feel like from the few corners that England had, you could see that we were kind of shaky on it. I don't know if they're just testing that out, because they very well could be, but I just don't prefer zone marking in any way. I think it's ineffective. Julie Ertz, it's her 100th cap game. She played so well. I love Julie. She's literally the glue of this team. Vlatko had some very high praise for her after this game. He said that she is one of the most important players on the team, if not the most important player on the field when they play.
I wouldn't say that she's not visible. I mean, everybody knows that who Julie Ertz is and what she does for this team. And I don't know if I can say that, but I start getting feelings that Julie Ertz may be the most important player on this squad. I didn't know that until I started working with this team. But more we work and more we play and more games we get, I just, like I said, I just start getting feeling like this team revolves around her. She's the glue defensively, and she's that go-to person offensively. Besides that, she's a true professional and student of the game. It's just a pleasure working with her.
I love Julie. I'm so happy for her, and that goal should have counted. I mean, Carli Lloyd. I'm so glad to see her doing well. I mean, I love Carli. We all know the type of player she is if you've been watching women's soccer for a while. And I guess we'll see how the rest of this tournament goes. But other than that, I really think Carli had one of the best games I've seen her play in a really long time. Vlatko said he wants her to be not only a goal scorer but a playmaker, and I think we saw that in this game.
I mean, one thing with Carli is we all know Carli can score goals, and she's proved that she's done it, and she's gonna keep doing that. One thing that I wanted from Carli is to get more involved, to get on the ball, to not just to score goals, but to create for this team, and to be a leader by action. And we saw she created a couple opportunities for Tobin and for Christen. She assisted on the goal for Christen. She did that in the qualifiers. It seems like she's finding herself a little better in different spaces, different areas of the field, which is great for her because of that, she becomes a little more unpredictable now.
She did a great job at setting other people up, but she also had a handful of opportunities she could have put away. But she scored, when she needed to and helped the team get the 2-0 win. Her assist completely changed the tempo of the game, and a few minutes later she ended up scoring. So Carli's a great player. She has great work rate. She's so determined, and I love that about her. And I'm really excited to see if she can continue this form. Christen Press. Vlatko had such high praise for her as well.
Yes, I mean Christen is a world-class forward, and she's always had that. I mean she's got a good instinct for scoring goals, and it seems like she just finds that space more instinctively. But also she has a great shot. We saw that in the qualifiers, and we saw that now. It's something that, like I said, she's always had it. I've seen it in the league.
I mean, that goal was world class. I think she brings something to the team that the other forwards on the roster currently don't. She can score from outside the 18. Tobin doesn't really do that. Pino, given her free kick, doesn't really do that. Carli has in the past. Lynn Williams for sure can. I don't think I've ever seen her score a goal outside the 18-yard box, and so that's definitely a weapon to have, because especially against a team like Spain or Japan, if they're really compact defensively, sometimes the only space is outside the box, and so you just have to rip it. And so to have a player like that, so important to us, and she's just such a good player. And Tobin Heath. Tobin is so important to this team, and although I don't think she's had the best last year or so, I don't think it's fair to say that she's performing poorly, because that's just not the case. She should have had a penalty kick in the first half. She had a cross to Christen in the first half that Christen could have put away. One to Carli that Carli should have scored. She sets things up, but just currently the opportunity she's creating isn't resulting in a goal, and that's okay. That will come. I think we just need to be patient and keep being hopeful. Lindsey Horan. I thought Lindsey did really well. She's not one of those players where I feel like you really notice her very often, but when you stop and just look at her and watch her movements, she's always moving. Off the ball, on the ball, creating space, defending, pressing, cutting off passing lanes. In her attack, she had an opportunity where she should have scored, and she knows that. 9 times out of 10, she would have put that away. I think she did a really good job at stopping Jill Scott throughout this game, and her and Rose and JJ did a great job in the midfield of staying compact defensively and preventing them from getting forward. Lindsey had an assist, which was really good, and I think overall she's an exciting player to watch. She's one of my favorite players. My final thoughts. I thought the United States played really well. I think they did a great job executing their game plan. They were very organized, and they did a very good job at keeping England in their defensive third. I think there were more opportunities that we could have capitalized on, but I think walking away with the 2-0 win that was comfortable was a good thing for us. Sorry, my throat is demolished. I like Vlatko's mentality, and I like the team's mentality in general. Julia Ertz said, "We as a team feel like we have gone up a level. It's just about getting better and holding yourself to a higher standard. We know that what we did in 2019 isn't going to win us the Olympics. We learned that in 2015 and 2016. Vlatko also said in his interview, which of course I'll leave the link down below, that this team in their press conference isn't just going to sit and talk about how good they were. They're going to discuss the things that they want to do better, and that this team's always looking to be better. And so I think that that's a very positive mindset to have, and I'm really looking forward to what this team does through the rest of the tournament. I'm very excited. As for England, I think Phil Neville is a clown. Phil Neville said that, according to this article from The Guardian, which again I will link down below, "I don't see a team that lacked confidence in terms of the way that we want to play," he said. "I see a team that are trying to play the right way, and it feels as if we are so close but yet so far at this moment in time, And that is how the players feel as well. We've got to overcome that. They didn't look confident, and they didn't look like they were trying to execute any type of game plan. Not to mention, he described his style of play and his game plan as being non-negotiable, meaning basically no matter how their opponent comes out, they're not changing their game plan, which again makes no sense to me because you can't predict lineups, injuries, who's playing, conditions. There's so many things that happen that affect the game. I understand not wanting to give up your game plan 100% in favor of just trying to weather the storm, but I think that overall it didn't show through that they were trying to execute anything. It looked like they were just trying to hold on for dear life. Again, I apologize if I'm not as preppy as normal. I am sick and the Advil is currently wearing off. But again, I just wanted to thank you guys all for your support. You guys are amazing. Again, if you guys know of a editing software that I can use to screen record the games in good resolution and then upload it, I will totally upload these games because I have the time to do that and the will. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.